Jazzcast Pros.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Healing Her Within. We are going to be diving into 3 soul healing tools that have helped thousands of women, including yours truly, in my healing journey. So again, journaling, meditation, and Reiki. So if you have ever wondered where to start or deepen your practice, this episode is for you. Welcome to Healing Her Within, the podcast for women who are ready to break free, rise up, and reclaim every part of themselves. I'm your host, Marianne Rivera-Dannert, certified life and confidence coach, author, speaker, and a woman who's walked through the fire and came out fearless. This is your safe space to heal past wounds, rebuild your confidence, and ignite the woman you were always meant to be. Here, we don't play small. We speak truth. We break cycles. We show up fully. Each episode is packed with real talk, mindset shifts, powerful tools, and soul-fueled conversations to help you stop surviving and start thriving. Are you ready? Let's heal, elevate, awaken, liberate, ignite, navigate, and ground together. Because healing isn't just personal, it's generational. This is Healing Her Within. Today we are going to be talking about Reiki, journaling, and meditation. But first I want to share a quick check-in, a brief story about one of these practices that have supported me through my healing journey. And it was actually even before it was a healing journey. It was something that I wanted to try. I was curious about it. And that is Reiki. There's this local spa in the Rochester area. And I love self-care. I am all about self-care. And I wanted to literally try every single thing that was on their list of services. And Reiki was one of those things. And I have had massages in the past. So I'm like, okay, maybe something similar. She kind of just said, it's kind of like a massage, but you do have your clothes on and they don't touch you. And if the practitioner senses anything within your body, they may ask your permission to touch that specific area. So I was like, okay. So I remember that halfway through, I think it was a 30-minute session. I didn't want to do a full hour because, again, I wasn't sure what it was. So I just did 30 minutes. And I remember halfway through the session, I'm like touching the side of the bed because I felt like I was floating. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I am going to fall off this bed. So I literally remember that I was like touching the sides of the mattress and just like squeezing it to make sure that I wasn't going anywhere. So that was like my first experience with Reiki. But the sensation, the energy, you actually do feel the energy flowing in and out. It was different. It didn't really freak me out in the beginning. But again, at that point in time when I first tried it, which was probably about, maybe 10 years ago, the very first time I ever had Reiki. And again, I wasn't as knowledgeable as I am now about healing, journeys and healing practices and things like that. So I waited a long time to try it again. And I actually had a 45-minute session just yesterday, and it was amazing. It was amazing. I am going to try to, because I did record it. So I'm probably going to just put it up on my YouTube channel. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. So you can see the full thing on there. And the readings that she was getting, because it was Lady Shaya, which I will introduce you more deeply into her in next week's episode. But it was, oh my gosh, it was amazing. So why do these tools matter? So when it comes to journaling is about emotional release and reflection on paper. Even though you can use your phone, depending on, I'm not really sure if Androids have it, but I'm sure that they probably do. Have a memo or note section. A lot of people will use that, to jot down any thoughts, any feelings, any emotions, anything that's coming up for them. So you can use, your phone or your iPad but I think that you probably get more of a benefit when you actually are holding a pen or pencil and you're actually writing longhand on a journal. So it's emotional release and reflection on paper. When it comes to meditation, this is mental stillness and connection to your inner wisdom. You can meditate to gentle music, with candles, with incense. You can just be completely silent in a room. You could be out in nature. So whatever feels grounding and great and connected to you and connects you to your inner wisdom, that's how you meditate. And then Reiki, it's energetic healing through gentle touch or intention. So again, my very first session of Reiki that I talked about when we first started, there was no touching. It was just hands gliding over my body. And again, I felt that the energies, like I felt the shift. It was like warm and tingly wherever their hands were floating over my body. The session that I just had yesterday, that one was more purposeful. I did have an intention, which was to see if I had any emotional or traumas stuck in my body and to start releasing those. Because again, I am on a healing journey and an awakening season in my life. This is one of the resources that I'm using. It's Reiki. And again, I'm going to try to get that in my YouTube channel so you can just see it a little bit more firsthand. And there was some, but not a lot of touch. So wherever she felt that there was a block, especially like my chakras, my hips and my knees, there was light touch there. So journaling, meditation, Reiki, these aren't just tools. These are sacred rituals that help people release emotional wounds. They help you regulate your nervous system and they help you reconnect to your power. Again, whether you believe in God, Allah, Buddha, Mother Earth, the universe, whatever connects you to your higher power, it's what is important here. And it helps that connection to just be reinforced. When it comes to the benefits of each of these, so we're going to start with journaling. It helps you to gain clarity around emotions that are stuck. It helps you heal your inner child through dialogue. And it also helps you track your personal or professional growth and patterns. So again, when it comes to journaling, you're just getting your thoughts out, your emotions, your feelings, your goals, desires, anything like that out on paper. Because sometimes our thought patterns, the thoughts that go through our minds are by the thousands in a day. I believe that we have over 160,000 thoughts that go through our mind every single day. That's a lot of chaos and clutter in our minds. So when you are being purposeful and intentional and sitting down and getting your thoughts, your emotions, your feelings out on paper, that is very helpful. And it also helps you connect with your inner child through dialogue because again, you're tapping into that intuition, you're tapping into your inner wisdom. And again, it's something about when you're holding the pen or the pencil and you're writing longhand that it just helps that connection. When you're tracking your personal growth and professional growth, you're able to track your patterns and see where growth is happening. And I will be honest, I am not one that journals, but I probably have about 10 journals between my office and at home because they are just so pretty. And I always have this intention that I'm going to start journaling. And if I look on every single one of them, I probably have anywhere from 1 to maybe 5 or 6 pages on each of these journals. And then it goes away. It doesn't happen anymore. So when it comes to journaling, I do feel very envious of people that have been journaling since they were like 5 years old and still have their journals, or maybe their teenage years, early 20s, and have kept their journals. I think that is absolutely beautiful. And I wish that that switch would click, would connect with me when it comes to journaling and keeping a journal, because, to just have something that you can hold on to and look back in time, 6 months ago, a year ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, And then you can see your growth, how you're growing, your dreams being realized and things like that. I think that it is absolutely amazing and beautiful. So I don't know, maybe in my healing journey, it'll connect. It'll start to resonate with me, and maybe I will start keeping a journal. We will see. The next one is meditation. So meditation helps to lower anxiety, and it calms the nervous system. It creates the space between thought and reaction, and it helps you strengthen your intuition. When you are meditating, you are quieting the mind. You are being intentional. You are being purposeful. You are being focused. You have an intention. So you're calling in that intention. You're focused in that intention. Whether you're out in nature, whether you're listening to birds, whether you have soft music playing in the background, or if you have candles lit or incense or whatever, it is helping you to silence the outer chaos. It is helping you focus within. So it is strengthening that intuition. And then Reiki helps to clear energy blocks from trauma. It helps you activate the body's natural healing process. And it also increases emotional balance and harmony. So again, Reiki is something that I have done a few times, and the most recent experience was phenomenal. And it is something that I'm going to be incorporating a little bit more of. And hopefully sometime soon I will be able to have a Reiki master do a teaching on Reiki to just dig a little bit deeper, because again, my knowledge is just very basic, just based on my own experience and research, but just having a master that I can connect with. And maybe I can even just, talk to Lady Shaya, which she's the person that I am connecting with. So we shall see. So as we continue on with talking about these, how do we begin to deepen or to strengthen our connection with journaling, meditation, and Reiki? So when it comes to journaling, maybe a couple of tips. And again, you just heard me say that this is something that I don't do. So in a way, I kind of feel like a little hypocrite because I'm giving you these tips that I'm not even taking myself. But there's a challenge at the end that I'm going to share, and I'm going to join you in this challenge. Okay. But let's stay on track. Let's stay focused. So when it comes to journaling tips, pick a time and space that feels safe for you. So whether it's in the morning, whether it's in the afternoon, maybe at lunchtime, or, in the evening at nighttime as you're ready to settle down and get into, your nighttime routine, maybe set the space. So again, candles, incense, soft music. These are all great for not just meditation, which we'll get to in a minute, but also for journaling, because you're setting the intention, you're setting the space. And it's a space that, will pull you in because it's calming, and it's the way that you have set the space up. And maybe using a few prompts. So if you're taking notes, write these down. What is my body trying to tell me today? What does my inner child need from me right now? Where am I holding on to pain that's ready to be released? Don't edit, just let it flow. All right. Now we're going to be talking about meditation. Start small, 2 to 3 minutes a day. Again, whether it's in the morning, which I think the morning is a perfect time, or at night before you get ready to go to bed. In the morning, because you're setting your intentions for the day, you're being focused, you're calling in that positive and good energy to start the day. And then at nighttime, it's like closing out the day, reflecting on the day and seeing what needs to be done, for the next day. And honestly, just pick a time of day that you're going to be consistent and committed to the practice. And then use guided meditations or mantras that could help you, set this in. So again, create a ritual around it, same place, same time, to be able to tap into meditation and create a consistent practice with it. And again, when it comes to Reiki, some tips: work with a certified practitioner for energy sessions. And if you want to do some self Reiki, you can place your hands on your heart and your belly, setting an intention, which you can combine with journaling and meditation for an even deeper healing. Just setting your hand on your heart and one on your belly, and just feel the flow of your stomach rising as you're taking a deep breath in. And as you exhale, feel your belly lower. It's probably going to feel and sound awkward when you first start, but again, just be consistent with it. So you can combine Reiki with journaling or meditation for deeper results. When it comes to healing practices and things like that, we tend to make excuses. For example, we don't have time. We don't have time. I don't know if I'm doing it right. I don't know if this is working. And here's the thing about healing. Healing is a practice, and you are encouraged. I am encouraging you to just have grace, just be gentle. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up for you. It's about showing up for your healing. It's about showing up for your inner child, your inner teen, and also about showing up to your future self. So just be consistent. Don't worry about whether it sounds right, looks right, as long as it feels good. And as long as it feels right, and as long as you're being consistent and you're showing up, that is what matters. So here is a call to action for all of us, including me. I want us to just pick one thing. For me, I'm going to choose journaling. You can choose journaling, you can choose meditation, or you can choose Reiki. Choose one practice to commit to for the next 7 days. Okay? Just one, whether it's journaling, meditation, or Reiki. And again, you can probably go on YouTube and you can find some ways to practice Reiki on yourself. And one of the ways that I just mentioned was to have your one hand on your heart and one on your belly, and just feel your breath going in and out, and feel the rising and lowering of your stomach as you're taking these deep breaths and things like that. And again, you can connect with a professional for Reiki sessions if that's the route that you want to go. So just pick one practice to commit to for the next 7 days. And just remember, you don't have to do the healing all at once. You just have to say yes to starting. Let me tell you from experience, starting is the hardest step to take. But once you take that first step forward, you get a little boost of confidence. Then you just take another step and your confidence increases. And then another step and another step and another step. The thing about it is, it's important to show up and to be consistent. All right. I will see you here next week as you will hear a live tarot card reading with myself and Lady Shaya. Whew. That episode is going to be fire. I will see you here next time, and make sure that you share this episode with a friend or two who may need some encouragement as they are in their own healing practice. Thank you for joining me on another episode of Healing Her Within. I hope today's message spoke to your soul and reminded you just how powerful you are. If you loved this episode, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a sister who needs it, and leave a review so more women can find their way to healing. And remember, your healing is your responsibility, but you don't have to do it alone. Follow me on social media at Marianne Rivera Dannert, and be sure to visit mariannerivera.com to access free resources, coaching programs, and learn more about the events at the Healing Her Studio in Rochester, New York. Until next time, keep healing, keep rising, and always honor the woman you're becoming. This is Healing Her Within, and girl, we are just getting started.